Indigo plantations in India were a major part of the colonial economy during the 18th and 19th centuries, particularly under British rule. The story is deeply tied to both chemistry, natural dye extraction, and history, exploitation and revolt. Background: indigo is a natural dye obtained from Indigofera plants, traditionally used for fabric dyeing. Before synthetic dyes became widespread, natural indigo was in huge demand in Europe, especially for textiles like denim and military uniforms. The British East India Company recognized India's favorable climate and cheap labor as ideal for large-scale cultivation. By the late 18th century, indigo plantations were established, particularly in Bengal, Bihar, and parts of Orissa and the Madras Presidency. Cultivation System. British planters often forced Indian peasants, ryots, to grow indigo under exploitative terms. A system called the Cultivation System was imposed in Bengal and Bihar, requiring farmers to grow indigo on about 15% of their land, regardless of soil suitability or the farmer's wishes. Indigo exhausted soil nutrients, reducing yields of food crops, and farmers received very low payments, often less than the cost of production. Exploitation and resistance. Indigo cultivation involved debt traps. Planters advanced loans to farmers but ensured repayment through forced crop sales at low prices. This led to widespread discontent, culminating in the Indigo Revolt of 1859 to 1860 in Bengal. Farmers refused to grow indigo, sometimes destroying the crop or resisting with violence. The revolt was supported by Indian intellectuals, including Dinabandhu Mitra, whose play Neel Darpan, The Indigo Mirror, exposed planter atrocities and gained attention in both India and Britain. Decline of the indigo trade. The British government eventually intervened, and a commission in 1860 recommended ending coercion. However, exploitation persisted, in some areas until the late 19th century. The discovery of synthetic indigo by Adolf von Baer in 1878 and its industrial production by BASF from 1897 drastically reduced global demand for natural indigo, leading to the collapse of the plantation economy. Von Bayer's first route to indigo, which was an outgrowth of his work on indole chemistry. The indole core, chemically, a benzene ring with pyrrole, a 5-membered nitrogen ring attached to one side, is found in a huge number of natural products, dyes, and pharmaceuticals, and von Baer was the first to synthesize it in 1866. His initial route to indigo started from an indole derivative called izatin, but it was too expensive to make the synthesis commercially viable. His second route, from a benzene derivative, was financially unsustainable as well. Finally, the synthesis of N,2-carboxyphenylglycine from readily available aniline provided a new and economically attractive route. BASF developed a commercially feasible manufacturing process that was in use by 1897, at which time 19,000 tons of indigo were being produced from plant sources. That spelled the end of the indigo plantations, which was not necessarily a bad thing. Conditions on an indigo farm could be brutal, and in the United States, before the Civil War, slaves did the work. This same story, a natural product-based industry remade by synthetic chemistry, would repeat itself many times over in the decades to come, as the owners of rubber plantations and wool mills could confirm.